Welcome, everybody. It's 5 o'clock, the quorum is present, and I call the meeting to order. And I would entertain a motion to approve the December 21st board meeting agenda as. Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the agenda is approved. If I have members of the public that would like to address the board? No. So our first item to be discussed is a review of policy 704, use of the library's cardholder database. As you all saw, it was just a pretty small change there. Inspection of the policy.
That was just a really thoughtful change.
And it's good that we review these policies, you know, almost always there's something.
Did this get changed in the Patriot, so-called Patriot Act?
Oh, good question.
That was, well, after 2001, hysteria, among the hysterical responses was the notion that FBI could look at library records. So the people who planned to blow up airplanes and so on would be learning from their local library how to do that.
How to do that.
Yeah.
We have the section.
Well, the first adopted in '86.
That was revised in January 12th.
Yeah.
And there may have been a time limit on it. I can't, I've blocked it out of my head as being so repulsive that it's not worth remembering.
No, it looks like the only revision on that timetable, it was the last time it was before was March 23rd. And the next time it was revised was in January of 2020.
Let's see. Any other discussion? So, motion to approve the change policy 704. So. Second. Yep. Dan. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so that revision is approved. And then we have a review of the draft and finance committee responsibilities. So thank you to DJ and Robin and Hannah for putting that together. Any discussion? Yeah, of course, we can discuss.
I think this is really good. I think that's exactly what I was thinking. The last bullet point, the language in education of funding challenges. I wonder if there should be like a little bit of a step back there to be sort of like. Yeah. Something like that. It feels a little bit specific to negative.
You don't understand what.
But there's,
Instead of. Or in anticipation of. Change.
Yeah.
But they could be positive.
We just model.
How are we gonna spend all the new money?
Yeah.
That's the three of us thinking
I said, if the committee didn't want to step on the director's responsibilities, I guess we just want to work with it, so we may recognize your authority.
As we talked about, funding really coming to the city, is there need for something that, or is that kind of under the work with the director? Is that kind of, since we've been hearing from various city financiers and advocates here, and does that working anywhere fall into this? Like,
One of the things that we would work with the city.
director?
And I like keeping it general. I mean, there are other sources of funds. There could be other ones in the future. So I heard general acceptance of change challenges to changes. What? Well, I don't think we need to take formal action on that. We'll go ahead and, with that change, we'll use this as charge. Finance committee, and I'll have more to say about the finance committee and the advocacy committee. In the president's report. Which I think brings us to the director's report.
Yeah, really late report this month, I think we always have fewer. But we're a little bit like in terms of day, which felt really good. I know another report, we want to do some of that in the packet, but, the communications will be really good, job. Working, taking us through the first code. Communication guide, whole into the plan. We work with people to run through that, because it's a significant decision, I would say, to the public, and I think the whole staff really take that seriously, and have worked hard to consider in a healthy mix of hard training with soft training and, the community building. When multiple people here were in COVID, so the reduction, I really think in the chance to, the emergency system, have a more of a service model and look forward to.
Just about the, winter shelter. Are we gonna do one station, sure, we've done senators and stuff, other years, are we gonna let that be one station?
Last year we did not because, ours were extended.
So they're covered.
So assuming that those don't change, I think that we will probably not be able to change ones. The hardship for us is, facilities have scheduled time to clean the lobby, before we're open. And so it feels like it would be open like earlier, but it covers the place that will change. But if there is, a need based off the changes in the community.
So if you were going to do that, would you need an emergency meeting to do that, or would that be your discretion to just do that? How would we notify whether we're doing that? Just because that has potential public interface.
I think I would be comfortable with the decision unless directed otherwise, we could communicate.
Just that's a quick note.
And most years, it's needed for a press release, so that would be, there'd be like a good decision with that.
Happen to just look at the hours policy, because it's a February review. And it's pretty specific that the director that can adjust hours in case of emergency.
Maybe we should
Emergency.
explain what it is. It's not really an emergency service. Maybe, do you know what we mean by one station? What we do a thing, okay. And I'm not trying to suggest, I'm just asking what the process would be for that, because some bitter years. But of course, but if the community center is open enough to cover that need the community. The community, essentially.
If anybody remembers different than I didn't speak up, but I think the decision last year was that since probably we have some 7 hours period. What we typically do is take a lot of, which is certainly shelter, a temperature control, access to restrooms and things like that, but there's not a lot of other engagement. And if we were to extend that far beyond operational hours, so we want to take those until 9 hours.
Right, early, yeah.
5 or 6. I would at a minimum check it out and make sure people felt okay with that, because that would also require, a different system.
Right, that's just on staff.
If it's just,
Yeah.
we're making sure we open half an hour or an hour before the operational part of the library opens. That doesn't feel like a big start.
Is there study policy related to the winter emergency shelters? I mean, they're located all across the city. So is there some kind of city directive or policy that's related to it that we would just let it be part of if we were to do that?
I'm not sure if there's a standard policy, but I can look it up. I think that there are temperature thresholds for when they would be in effect, or whether or not there's, the decision. But what I remember is there's a call for input from the student leader's office around, we're gonna do a press release, so tell us what your plan is, and then as needed, department heads checking with each other. And like, okay, I know you're gonna be open on Fridays, or senior center, what's your plan for Sundays, and then sort of, the moments, something like. And the winter shelter helps a lot, because it does give an early morning and then early evening through the night, place for people to be, and it's essentially a no barrier, so it allows, without ID, and there are different rules for being in the vehicle. So it feels good to have that option. We know that sometimes people who leave here at closing are ineligible for the year-round shelter, but to be able to offer winter shelter.
I assume the voting stations, the policy is dry.
I don't know that there's a different policy. I would say that our general rules, our general policy would apply, which if somebody was actively doing alcohol right, we would step in just like we would any other time. But because it's not particularly staffed, I mean, not directly staffed, there would be kind of like that always.
Moving on to the Children's Services Department report. Fun stuff going on in the schools are coming.
You sign up for 1 or 2 readings before you leave.
Yeah.
Was the alternative Black Friday an internal idea? That's a really cool idea.
What was that?
Was the alternative Black Friday
We've,
internal?
this-
It's just-
yeah, we've been doing that, like, this is our 6th or 7th year.
It's
that
a
we've done it.
really cool idea.
And one of us cycling, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I didn't know if it
Yeah.
was yours or if it was bigger.
It was, one of my, it's Anna Woman, one of the children's librarians, she's
Cool.
done it. She's usually scheduled for that day, the holiday staffing, and she's low seniority, so she always gets that one, and she could actually, she's been here long enough to move up, but she still continually takes that day, so she's from that program, so. It's our good year. You've been collecting the mugs, this will be your 5th mug. And I did share your YouTube link for Stacey McAnulty's interview with the school librarians, at least because we really enjoyed talking with her. She was so interesting and personable, so we really liked it. I had a good time. Yeah.
Move on to the collection services and information technology department reports. A huge and complicated project.
Which is why there's joint reporting. We have a great committee. An awful lot of work. And we have a lot more to do, but. Communications is always something on every businesses, any business, any department, any group. Communications is always kind of the core of functionality. And so like, I know you took on a lot of work, but it's also kind of essential for, I mean, I've been in how many strategic planning sessions and always communication is on the list for everyone, everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's just kind of impressed and also people to convert because it's crucial.
Move on to the development department report. Last result killed.
The final number is actually over 7,500, despite because of the internal sales staff efforts.
Wow.
Yeah, it was wonderful. I think it's hard to measure the the conversations that you have with members of the public, or the feelings they have in purchasing items that support the library. Everybody was just overjoyed to be there. It was great.
You have a lot of interest at your Friends Foundation table.
I mean, yeah, I talked a lot. Talked a lot about book banning. People had read the newsletter and were concerned about, the way the funding for the library has been affected by recent legislation. People were, also speaking in support of dry family storytelling and how they could, support that in the future. So it was just a really positive experience, as was the tabling at the Robert A. Lee Rec, the 2 times we did it. In the members.
Unless there are comments on any of the news articles. Then
There are a lot of.
there are a lot of news articles.
Say for your, new library assistant, is that a full-time position?
That's a full-time position, and she, doing a great job right out of the gate, new to development work, but very well suited for the work. Excited to have her.
So, I'll do my president's report. Thank you all for volunteering to serve on the committees at this stage now. Everybody is on a committee or serving as an officer. And I think it's either next month or the month after I need to fill a nominations committee. So, there's more work to be done. The advocacy. The advocacy committee will be Robin, Claire, and Lucy, and the finance will be Joseph and John and Dan. I would like to ask each of your committees to maybe at the end of this meeting, just touch base real quick. And somebody volunteered to be the convener, actually start things happening. And I would suggest that maybe the first thing, maybe this is something that can be done before the January meeting, would be get the committee together, invite Ellsworth to that meeting, and just talk about how you're gonna do the work you're doing. Like regular meetings, event-driven meetings, how frequent, just have that conversation so you know how you're gonna proceed. And then when we come to item 8, at the January meeting, committee reports, you can tell us all what you figured out. Again, thank you all for volunteering to do that. I know, when you volunteered to be on the Board of Trustees, you didn't necessarily think you were going to also serve on the committee, but I think it'll be pretty manageable. So that's one item. The second item is somebody, a new resident of the area, sent some of us Christmas cards. So I'd like.
I think they're back, and I wonder if they were all.
Yeah, no, so DJ, and yours was accidentally open here at the library.
Sorry, that was me. I thought it was for me and then.
Joseph
It
gets
wasn't.
a card. Bear gets a card. Lucy gets a card. Robin gets a card. Hannah gets a card. Sorry. Okay. I got a card now. I opened it and it was not, I didn't see white powder and also the first it wasn't. Brand name, everything like that, so. Yeah, so nice holiday greeting. Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Yeah.
Are they signed?
They are, yeah, we're turning it up and everything. Yeah, yeah. It's someone who's new to the area and just wants to wish us well and
Here, I'll share mine.
is happy that we're serving you.
Thank you. You've got
Yeah.
the best ones.
No, it's very pretty.
And that's the end of my president's report. So, are there any, now we'll remember,
Mine didn't have that on.
now we can get cards. The inviting begins.
And the note.
Yeah, that's awesome. Are there any announcements from members? Are there any committee reports?
I can report on the Director Evaluation Committee. The three of us met and set a tentative timeline of to complete most of the work in January to be ready for the February board meeting. I know the agenda today, thank you. We will send out the survey that we've done both to staff and to board members January 8th. We're just going to leave that open for a week. Hopefully that's enough time for folks to spend a little bit of time doing it without too much time that it falls to the back of the mind. So after that, and we'll send Ellsworth his self-evaluation as well. After that, we will meet, compile the data, complete a preliminary evaluation, meet with Ellsworth, finalize it, and have it ready for our February board meeting.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Wow. And I'm ready to go. I'll just use my bully pulpit to encourage board members to fill out the survey. The director evaluation is one of our fundamental responsibilities as a board, and we will all participate in the discussion to do that evaluation. But also, I think it's important that we show that we're paying attention to the survey.
It's the only person who didn't do it last year.
He did not, did I not say bully pulpit? I gotta say, thank you for crediting me with the memory.
I'm out of town that whole week that you would have to.
Oh, no.
Damn it.
Oh.
You're gonna be the only one again. I will do my best to remember now that I'm 71.
Very phone friendly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You have the phone. There were communications included in the packet. And that brings us to the consent agenda, which includes approval of the minutes of the last regular meeting, our special meeting, and approval of the disbursements. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Seconded. Seconded by PJ. And all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so the only thing left for us to do is to review the January meeting agenda. We will have that budget discussion with the city manager, which should be very illuminating. We'll get a 6-month strategic plan update, review the public relations policy, review some financials, reports from health services, including access services. So that looks like a pretty good agenda for January. So we've completed the scheduled work of the board, so there's